Hello guys, Pika's up here, and today we're gonna do this part 2 of my Gen 1 competitive tier list. And today we are gonna continue with our list. So I think we are supposed to rank Raichu now. I don't know why there's two Raichu, but Raichu has one of the best traits of Raichu is that it has the incredible coverage of Surf and Thunder as an electric type. It will hit its ground type immunity, and it is even better in ice since some prominent ground types such as Steelix would not be hit super effectively by ice. Additionally, however, Raichu does not have the ability to hit grass types. The only ability to hit grass types is about ice, and when it results in power, it's not very good, is it? It also gets access to Nasty Plot and has pretty incredible speed, however, has no bulk to speak of, and it doesn't get and as a pure attacking electric type, it doesn't have enough bulk. It doesn't fit well in the metagame. It's outclassed by defensive electric types, because if you want to be an offensive electric type, you have to be Zapdos, since it's such a great defensive typing. But since Raichu doesn't have all these traits, it's simply unviable. However, it has some good traits with Nasty Plot, and sometimes could also run Encore. However, its move pool is also very shallow. It doesn't have the coverage. It doesn't have the stats. It doesn't have the good attacking stats. It's only pluses the speed and somewhat utility of Encore and Thunder Wave. So that's the only stuff that it gets. It is absolutely not good, even in the lowest of lowest tiers. Sorry, intense surge. Okay, let's talk about Lowland Raichu. So last video oh sorry, wrong website. So last video I didn't do a bit of research and just gone with what I thought, and that was bad. So today we're actually gonna jump right into it. A Lowland Raichu is it's actually allowed. It's actually in PUBL. Let's look at its viability here. So it has an additional psychic typing, which is great since it gets another secondary typing. It also gets the reason why it's and it also works very well on electric terrain due to Surge Surfer, which makes it sweep in electric terrain. That's very useful in monotype. The staple on electric monotype, and it was banned from PU because Pincurchin and Lowland Raichu were absolutely disgusting. Because Pincurchin provided electric terrain. Even with manual electric terrain, it is just super incredible because Rising Voltage is so disgusting, has over 180 power and boosted by electric terrain. And that's why Lowland Raichu is a solid B tier. It has a very good viability on electric terrain and additional stab and psychic type. But other than that, it's not much better than Lowland Raichu. Normal Raichu, I mean. Okay, let's get into a low Sunslash. Not a Lowland Sunslash yet. Sunslash. Let's look at Sunslash, which is in PU. Pretty nice. Sunslash has great viability as a stealth rock setter and it has the incredible trait of getting both Stealth Rock and Rapid Spin. So it's actually a very good lead. Other than that, it doesn't really get any other utility moves. Yeah, it gets Toxic, gets Rest. Knockoff might be huge. Knockoff is very useful, obviously. It also gets utility. It also gets Seismic Toss in case it wants to hit the flying types if it didn't want to run this set. It's of course outclassed by Seneconda, as a Seraphos Seneconda has a much more impressive defensive stats, but having Rapid Spin and Stealth Rock makes it very effective, and Sunslash is a solid B+. Yeah, I add it here. What did I do? Wow, I just messed up. Okay, so I'm not that very tech savvy. So we messed up, and B is above A, but you get the idea. You know what? I'm not going to be lazy. I'm going to change it. A solid B+ tier, because it is not the best at doing so. It also is not seen very often, but it has incredible utility and it's very viable. Sunslash is great. Its flaws include not enough bulk to match Sandiconda's, and plus Stealth Rock resistance, so it doesn't mean you run boots to come into Rapid Spin. It gets outclassed by Serena because it has like no special defense at all, so really cannot come in consistently. But it's incredible trait of Stealth Rock and Rapid Spin. It's uncomparable. Of course, can run Golem, but Golem's like such a bad defensive typing. So let's talk about. Okay. Let's talk about a Lowland Sunslash. So that's a Lowland Sunslash. You can see here, it got buffed. Its special defense got buffed. Its defense got buffed by 10 points each, but that's not huge because it has the incredibly terrible defensive typing of ice and steel, which means it has 4 times weaknesses to both fighting and fire, and it doesn't solve any problems of ice types except for the steel weakness, which is hardly anything. Still weak to ground, and it's just a very bad typing, and it is able to touch fire types. It's able to touch fire types offensively, actually has a very impressive move pool. It's able to have Ice Shard for priority, Sword Stance for setup, Icicle Crush for a reliable stab, and Iron Head for another reliable stab. It can also for bonus for Earthquake. However, in PU, Snow Warning is banned. It was banned from NU because all the weather was really affecting tier, and they didn't want to ban Pokemon because the Pokemon Alberta were pretty terrible. Sunslash has very bad speed, very bad defensive typing, not enough attack to speak off. And so it's basically the Pokemon that has the move pool, doesn't have the stats, doesn't have the typing, and doesn't fit well in the metagame. So Lowland Sunslash is bad. But it still has some things to it. It's still a solid detail. I'm not gonna put too much stuff in trash because it's gonna offend a lot of people, you know. Okay, so let's talk about the needles. The Needle Queen. Needle Queen is very solid. An RU poke. It was once UU, but its stats. Yikes. It still gets sheer force, which is a huge power boost, 1.3 times power boost. And let's get to the calc here. Sorry. About that. I'm just getting the damage calculator here. Okay, so a Needle Queen's Earth power is actually very strong. Needle Queen is has incredible special coverage. It has Blizzard, Dragon Pulse, Earth Power, Fire Blast, Ice Beam, Sludge Bomb, and Sludge Wave. Sludge Wave are very because they cancel out the summer effect, the Sphere Force, Surf, and Thunderbolt. So basically, it's almost perfect coverage. Its coverage is a main factor to its success. It's obviously a Stealth Rock setter, and with its incredible coverage right here, it's able to do a ton of damage along with Sheer Force, even though stab, and its coverage allows it to hit many of the common Stealth Rock starters in RU, such as Registeel with Earth Power. Let's look at the calc here. Registeel takes over 50% from Earth Power. And let's look at RU here. Let's look at common setters, including Klefki, also gets hit by Earth Power. I think Klefki is that bulky, actually has a chance, 68.8% to OHKO Klefki. And this sometimes forces Klefki to even run priority Magnet Rise, such to War Needle Queen, but doesn't really War Needle Queen because it still has Fire Blast to hit the pesky Klefki. So basically, Needle Queen has a great trait of sheer force to boost its attack to pretty incredible levels despite its low special attack. Has enough bulk and has enough good typing to be a great Stealth Rock setter. And so it's thoroughly excellent. And it's even better in RU now than it was in UU. The drop was everything that a Needle Queen wanted. And so Needle Queen is a solid A tier, first A tier of the day. And let's move into Needle King. Okay. Needle King is basically Needle Queen, but better. So Needle King is currently in UU, Needle Queen is currently in RU, deservedly. So let's compare their stats. And we see that Needle King has the same base stat total as Needle Queen right here. Let's just compare stats here. It's much lower defenses by 10, but it raises special attack by a bit. It's a bit lower HP, but it raises its speed. And this speed boost is so important. It allows it to outrun so many of the common 80s, the common 78s, 77s, and this outrun would result in a 2-hit KO due to it also getting sheer force, it getting almost the same coverage as Nidoqueen, and that's why Nidoking is basically Nidoqueen but an improved version. It was OU for a period of time because Ice Beam beats Landorus gutsy enough to stay in to get a Rock Soft or to Earthquake it because it runs Slash just to survive the first Earthquake, but it's not very consistent, so it dropped to UU. But it's still thoroughly excellent in UU. Its coverage is so envied. However, it's not as powerful as Nidoqueen in RU, so we put it in B+. Okay, so let's go to Clefable. The Clefable has been a staple of OU for such a long time, and it is a solid A tier. Because let's look at Clefable, right? Let's look at Clefable. Let's delete all these stuff because we're done with them, right? Let's look at Clefable solidly in OU. So it has Magic Guard, which is incredible. It won't take damage from Sandstorm, Stealth Rock, Spikes. It wouldn't be affected by Burn, Toxic, any sort of passive damage. It has to be hit by direct attacks, like this description says. So that's why it is very good at running a support set with Wish or Healing Wish to heal its more effective teammates. Yeah, apply water on the burnt side. It also could run Stealth Rock. It has irreliable recovery. Soft Boiled can out heal all the other Pokemon because it doesn't need to deal with passive damage, and its leftovers recovery always stays there because no passive damage chipping away leftovers recovery. Also gets a Calm Mind, and this allows it to serve as an effective sweeper, even though it doesn't really have speed, doesn't really have the defenses. It's able to keep being healthy with Soft Boiled, and as long as you remove all the things that could destroy Clefable, and you could just set up Calm Minds and you would be able to sweep because you won't be affected by Toxic affecting your sweep or some sort of passive damage. You have to be hit by those attacks, and those attacks are weakened by a special defense boost. Calm Mind, of course, if they crit. That's why Clefable is so excellent. Clefable also gets incredible coverage, Flamethrower to hit its steel type counters, as well as Corviknight or Thunderbolt to also hit Corviknight. You're crazy enough to run Thunder. Let's have Aromatherapy or Heal Bell. There's no difference, but Heal Bell is technically stopped by Soundproof. Like you're gonna run X Loud in OU, so you run Aromatherapy. And this is why Clefable is so good. Okay, so let's go to Ninetales here. Why is Venusaur here? What? Oh, there's 2 Venusaurs. Okay. Okay, Ninetales is not trash. I'm not putting it there. Ninetales has Nasty Plot. However, it's not allowed to run Drought due to the NU clause. If it was allowed to run Drought, it'd be insane. It has a pretty solid special attack, very solid speed. However, it has a Stealth Rock weakness, but it still gets Nasty Plot, which is huge. And it gets all the fire type attacking moves. It gets utility Will-O-Wisp. It gets Scorching Sand for coverage. So it's a bread and butter Nasty Plot set in ZU is actually pretty threatening, and threatening to actually blast a hole in your team because Fire Blast still has incredible base power and padded Nasty Plot and Scorching Sands and the utility move for choice. it's actually able to deal some very hefty damage, especially because it matches up well with some of Ziyu's staples, including Pharaoh's, okay, including Thwackey. Wait, I'm just going to scroll down right here, including Thwackey. Defensive Pokemon is able to hit Rotom really hard. Let's see how far it can hit Rotom. See, it runs Nasty Plot. This is the set. So it runs Energy Ball for coverage. It's actually super threatening. And we go to Rotom here. So usually Ziyu Choice Scarf. So let's look at this. Fire Blast, 2-hit KOs without the boost. And we see so many Ziyu Pokemon fold to Fire Blast even without the boost because of its incredible base power, and Ninetales pretty understandable attacking stats, and that's why Ninetales is pretty good. However, Ninetales has not the best speed. It gets outrun by so many Scarfers. It gets outrun by many common staples too, and fire type is not good defensive typing. Gets hit by Stealth Rock very hard. You cannot switch into almost anything. Like the power levels you use still pretty high. It's gonna get 2-hit KO whenever it's switched in. Oh, sorry, I said that twice. Twice. And so basically it's not a staple, but it could be threatening if it comes out. So Ninetales is a solid B tier. I love the Ninetales. Oh, this thing is so beautiful. Lowland Ninetales recently rose to OU due to snow warning Auroraville. Right, Claire. And this does not even need a hill team. It just needs a normal team, a screens team, and Auroraville's pretty much double screen. This is why it's so good in Ninetales. It has very good speed. It can outspeed the 100 speed tier, which is actually a very high speed tier already. It has no bulk and has the nasty 4x weakness to iron, steel type. Let me say iron type. Oh, got caught there. It is able to be of use. It has a very reliable stab in Blizzard. It gets Auroraville up, and due to its not so good bulk, it can't really use double screens if it had it. And so Auroraville is so useful for it. So it could just survive one hit and get Auroraville up, and it could switch in one more time, probably even after rocks, to get Auroraville for a second time. And then you could facilitate the sweeping of the sweeping or sweepers. the slug Pokemon like Dragonite, Volcarona, Swords Dance Weavile, bulk up Urshifu. Carmine, not really, because you already get the boost from the special defense boost. Swords Dance Scizor, Swords Dance Rillaboom. I'm not sure. Used, not used. Okay. Bruh. Swords Dance Landorus. Okay, don't use that thing. And allow easier time for choice users, such as Choice Band Melmetal, Choice Band Urshifu, Spexcurium, because they won't die one hit, and that allows them to finish off the opponent and make sweeping easier for them. So Ninetales facilitates sweeping in OU. It's so good that you don't even need to run a Hail team to run Ninetales. The Hail chipping team is definitely a very big problem, but it is the best screen setter. It outclasses Grooms now in every legion, and that's why it's a solid A tier. It's not an S tier. It's not S tier yet, boys. There were Gen 1 Pokemon does not really get S tier. Sus. Anyways, let's go to Wiggly. Wigglytuff. We don't talk about Wigglytuff. Don't talk about Wigglytuff, boys. Look at this. Let me show you an incredible damage calc. Okay. This set, it hits teleport and has some bulk, but let me show you what is going on with this Pokemon. Leafeon, PU Sword Stance, Leaf Blade. Look at how much damage that is. Let's talk about Ninetales, which we just talked about. Look at how much damage this is. Look at it. Look at it. Just normal attackers, normal, viable, not even that viable attackers. Attackers with just a bit of attacking investment. It's able to two-hit KO Wigglytuff. And it's not even able to use its screen set, reflex, and light screen due to the screen's ban. Not sure that not sure screens is actually banned. I might be wrong. Sorry about that if I'm wrong. But let's see. Okay, so screens are allowed by light plays banned from Yu, so it's not as effective, but Wigglytuff would definitely use a screen setter. The problem is it's low speed. It's almost no bulk. And so you rather run this Dazzling Flame, Wish, Protect set to support your team, allow pivoting, but it's just so bad. It has some use in ZU. Its bulk is not there. Its typing is so bad. Its normal typing does not add anything to the fairy typing other than, oh yeah, you are not resistant to close combat now. Congratulations. So I'm going to put it in trash, even though it should be in D, because I terribly hate Wigglytuff. We don't want to talk about Wigglytuff here. Okay, so Golbat. Why am I ranking Golbat? Okay, we're not going to rank Golbat because it's not fully evolved Pokemon. I'm not going to rank LC Pokemon and NFE Pokemon other than Pikachu because of the channel's name and channel's reputation and stuff like that. See, okay, so next Pokemon. Vileplume, another channel icon. Oh yes, Vileplume is so good. Okay, so there's two forms of Vileplume. This form and another form. So I'm gonna rank the form that much. I'm actually even not sure which one it is. I believe it's this one. Okay, so let's talk about Vileplume here. This is not obviously. A Vileplume is an NU. Gets here are the total list of utility moves this thing gets. Aromatherapy, Leech Seed, Moonlight for its own recovery, Sleep Powder, Strength Sap, Stun Spore, Toxic. Yes, you might think, oh wow, but so little. But for the little things that allows it to shine. First off, it has a poison typing, which does not sound very good. Poison typing is only bad if you want to war special attackers. Vileplume's not doing that. Vileplume's warning physical attackers. Yeah, physical. So it uses a strength stab to slowly wither an opponent while keeping itself healthy. Aromatherapy to support its team. Sludge Bomb to spread status. Sleep Powder to shut down one of the members of the opponent. Leech Seed to keep it even healthier. Even Giga Drain to keep it healthier if you don't want to run Sludge Bomb. So it's basically Venusaur, but with an additional advantage, which is Strength Sap and arguably Aromatherapy, as well as a synthesis Venusaur has. But the reason Vileplume wasn't Venusaur is that Venusaur has much better bulk. However, Vileplume has much more utility and is so excellent in NU. I'm going to do this now. Yeah, okay. So Vileplume is a solid B+. I'm sorry. So sorry for not giving an S. Okay, Parasect. Damn. Let's look at the type chart, shall we? Whatever. Where is the type chart? Where's the type chart? Dude, stop. Look at this incredible type chart. It has the same amount of normal damage as super effective moves, hitting 2 double weaknesses, 4 normal weaknesses, 5 resistances, sure, but these are super common typings. And all these, so it's so bad. Defensive typing, it has one of the worst defensive typings ever. Weaknesses way more than resistances, so we don't consider the pretty big amount of resistances because too many things hit neutrally, and most Pokemon run one coverage move that can hit it super effectively. It basically has nothing going for it. The only thing I think about is going for its Spore, but you're not going to risk 25% chance to use such a terrible Pokemon. Like, why would you do it? Also, it's illegal. I'm glad they didn't introduce it in Gen 8, because if they did, well, it doesn't have a good ability. Sure, affect Spore, but that's what Valplum has. Leech Seed, but that's Valplum has. So basically, look at this moveset. Just a physical Valplum. There's no defensive typing, and it's just that, and it just, you know, oof. I describe how bad this Pokemon is. Okay, you should know by now. Okay, so our next Pokemon is Venomoth. I don't think it's in this gen either. So Venomoth last gen was RUBL, and Venomoth is so excellent in RU. So I'm considering it's RU, not UU, because it was so bad in UU. Okay, so let's talk about Venomoth. Venomoth, wow. Super bulky, could not be destroyed. It has such incredible stats in defensive department. It could not even be killed by a plus 500 smart strike by Katana. I know, right? Bug poison. Wow. I'm literally crying in my sleep. That's how good this typing is. However, it still gets sleep powder and quiver dance. So basically it's Butterfree, but better. And this is why it's better. It has tinted lens. The Pokemon's attack, they're not very effective on the target, deal double damage. So basically nothing resists its hits. So after it sets up 1 or 2 quiver dances, pretty much can 2-hit kill any Pokemon. And it's an incredible cleaner just because of this insane ability, Tinted Lens. And it just needs Bug Buzz and Sludge Bomb. It doesn't need any coverage. It doesn't need any coverage. You can even run Bug Buzz, Quiver Dance, Substitute Sleep Powder, and you'll be fine. Don't need coverage for this Pokemon. And due to its relatively high speed, it's able to shut down slower Pokemon. A lot of Pokemon that slow down it with Sleep Powder and Quiver Dance up. And if it's faster than Pokemon and Quiver Dances and the opposing Pokemon's a special attacker, you're getting ward and you're watching slowly as it sets up to sweep you. So Venomoth in RU is GOAT. So actually considering the Pokemon in the previous tier that they were in before they were banned. Actually, they're full of that logic. They'll run into some problems, slight problems. Never mind. They're just full of that at this point. Okay, so let's talk about Dog Trio. So you're talking about Dog Trio with Arena Trap or no Arena Trap? So Dog Trio without Arena Trap is so bad. So basically, it has 100 attack, a pretty impressive speed, and really no bulk. This is what you need. It gets 2 KO by everything. It's unable to kill stuff because it is so doesn't have enough attack. It has good speed, sure, but it doesn't help it at all. Basically, it's just not viable with Arena Trap. Arena Trap is so good. Such a Pokemon, ground types have great offensive typing, and so I could remove Pokemon that are weak to it, such that they do not need to deal with it, and they could not avoid such a thing, and was proved very uncompetitive by Smogon, so it was completely banned. So let's review the last Pokemon for this video, because I'm not going to do the long video. I didn't have the time for a long video. A Lowland Dog Trio. So it's basically Dog Trio, but with a worse typing, additional stab that it does not need, slower, and guess what? It's tangling hair. Wow. What an incredible ability, right? Yeah. Unless you're a Pokemon that gets to hit killed by everything, you cannot utilize this thing properly. And you're a Pokemon that's 110 speed tier. So it's basically Duck Trio, but worse. Oh, shit. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, we're not gonna rank Meowth because it's kinda, no. Where is Persian? Okay, never mind. It's not fully evolved Pokemon, so that is cursed. That picture is cursed. Actually, Berserker. What is this Pokemon? It's Berserker. Okay, I'll assume it's Berserker. Okay, let's talk about Berserker. Berserker, that's is Steely Spirit. So it's Steel type moves modified 1.5 times. Nothing I've not heard of. And with this attacks that it actually can do so much damage in an Iron Head. Let's look at some crazy stats from Berserker, shall we? Pure Choice Band. Resisted hit, 54 to 64%. Valplume, the greatest defensive. Wow. Just wow. Look at the U-turn damage. Look at the U-turn damage. Corviknight, you're going in, boys. Oh, you defog. Look at this. It was not resisted to hit KO freaking Corviknight. Those combats close to 2-hit KO again. Just incredible. And oh yeah, this was even Steely Spirit. Oh my god. Steely Spirit. Look at this freaking damage. Yeah, so wow, look at that damage increase. Look at that freaking damage increase. Aegislash. Oof. Aegislash of 150 defense. This thing is such a wall breaker with Choice Band. Steely Spirit set. It's a very good cleaner. However, it has no speed. As it's basically nominal, but not bulky and not strong enough at least. However, it's such a great wall breaker that you're willing to put it on your team. And even though it either gets to a KO and hardly gets off any hits, when you do get hits and with appropriate like wish support, hitting wish support, you come in many times and do hefty damage. And you also could threaten slow, balanced team or store teams very well due to how good it can wall break. So according to how this Pokemon plays out in ZU, it's actually pretty good in ZU. And so it's a solid B+. How it's not really seen often due to those reliable traits. Okay, so last Pokemon. I'm not joking this time. Kodak. Didier. So Kodak is basically a water type that's not bulky, it's not strong. It's basically a Pokemon that has no defensive utility, no offensive utility, nothing. However, it still could be used in Ubers as, I guess, to kill Primal Groudon because of its ability Cloud 9. It's only 5, let's see. It still gets Calm Mind. So in this flip turn, so it still has some utility. Also Yawn, so it has a pretty good utility moveset here. Calm Mind, of course, is a very good offensive weapon. With its pretty good speed here in terms of a ZU. But other than that, and these utility moves, it really can't do anything. Great word typing, but its stats do not back it up at all. So that's it for this video. Look forward to the next video where we will review around this amount of Pokemon. You get to see Gengar, you get to see Farfetch, how Farfetch does. You get to see oh yeah, so this is apparently Galarian Meow. Yeah. So Meowth. I never heard of this Pokemon, but it's Berserker. So the evolution's Berserker. So I'm just ranking Berserker there. Okay, so that's the video. This is Pikachu signing off. Goodbye.